Hello YouTube, WWE fans.
Nope.
Triggered SJW activist protesting about inequality while attending some of the most expensive schools in the world. And hello Weng Weng. I got another tip for you today. I will attempt to take a complex process and dumb it down, so we can all participate in nerd-like things without losing too much hair.
Yes!
This next tip will be using Webui to create a good text to video animation and image to image prompt with only slight variations to the picture. Here are some highlights to showcase what you can do with this tool. This is also a tutorial on how to install a Webui, which is a common way of accessing a lot of GitHub tools in development. This is using the Automatic1111 GitHub repository. If you already have this installed, just click on the link on the top right to go to part 2 of this tutorial, to jump right into the video creation or image to image process. Before I go any further, I need to clarify, the person that made this GitHub repository is named Automatic1111, and there is nothing automatic about this process, nor am I referring to any automatic anything. There are a few easier ways to do this, but it seems like more hassle to work with the shortcut methods instead of this Webui, if you plan to do this more than once. Not to mention, it will also be harder to get a stable diffusion, quite literally, or stable video subject, without the use of the image to image alternative test feature found in this tool. Heads up to the AMD users, this process is for Nvidia fanboys only, and it will not work for you, but you can still use the collab in the description, which will run off the collab Nvidia fueled systems. If you don't know what a collab is, check out the link above to watch a video on my GFP GAN collab tutorial. If you just want to try this technology out very quickly and don't care about stable images, you can do that immediately, no installation required, and for free, with the Pollinations AI text to video link I put in the bottom of the video description. You can also click on the link at the top right of this video to see what I'm talking about. I probably shouldn't have told you that. You're still watching this video, right? However, the results you get from the Webui tool far surpasses current text-to-video prompt generators. So it's like quality versus I don't have time, and I just want to say I did it, so I use the Pollinations website. Alright, let's get jiggy with it. The first part is to download everything from my shopping list, which I will put in the description below. Don't ask why, just download it. I know I said shopping, but this stuff is completely free, just like most of the tools in my videos. Alternatively, you can go directly to the GitHub repository I put in the description and find the list of things needed from the original source. First on the shopping list is the Python 3.10.7.
Python skin. Python?
I used Anaconda, which is a version of Python.
Python?
But you can use the vanilla flavor, no problem man. You will also have to install the Git tool, so download that as well. Next, download the model.ckpt file, which is a whopping 4 GB. Yup, it's a big boy, but we need this one. Next, download the GFP GAN version 1.4 files. This is technically optional, but so is chocolate sprinkles on your ice cream. Do you really want less yummy features because you were too lazy to download a small file? I didn't think so. GFP GAN is a very useful tool and is a must-have for any AI fanboy or fangirl, if that is a thing. I'm pretty sure we're all male virgins in here, right? I couldn't find any links in the GitHub repository, but I added a link in the description. Now, download the Python appropriate for your operating system. Oh yeah, if you need help figuring out if you have a 32 or 64-bit operating system, press Windows plus pause key to find out. Let me help you out there, chief. The pause key is the button to your top right that you never pressed before today. Today you're going to put some miles on it. Also, I think I should mention, if the concept of 32 or 64-bit operating systems is completely foreign to you, x64 means 64-bit, and x86 means 32-bit, and System 32 is something entirely different. Don't ask me why Microsoft does what they do. I don't have an answer. Last but not least, download the zip file for the Automatic1111 GitHub repository. See the video description for a link to this download, or grab it from the GitHub repository by clicking on the green box at the top right that says code and clicking on the zip file. Alrighty, before we get started, if this tutorial has been easy to follow so far, and this content is a type of juicy big tips you like seeing, smash the like button, boot the subscribe button and kick the notification bell icon in the balls. Let's get into the installation steps now. Step 1. Now's a good time to install Python. When installing this, make sure you choose global and install for all users, or you might have a bad time with permissions and invisible errors. After you install Python, just close it. It will automatically pop up when we need it. Step 2. Install the program Git that you downloaded. Git as in Git. Okay, now, install it and forget about it. This is a tool that works through Python and you will probably never have to access it directly. Step 3. Let's unzip the Automatic1111 zip file you downloaded earlier. 2. Wherever your heart desires, just right click on the file and unzip it somewhere. I unzipped it to my desktop. Make sure you unzip to a folder, you dummy, or you will have files all over the desktop. The only reason I say this is because I did this before and my desktop was lost in a sea of files. You can actually install this repository using Python cd command or change directory command to your folder link, then use the command git clone with the repository URL via Python, but I want to keep it stupid simple, also known as the KISS philosophy. Step 4. Now we will move the 2 random files we downloaded. Take the GFP-GAN version 1.4 and add it to the folder you just zipped for the Automatic1111 repository. Also, while you're at it, take the models.ckpt file and move it to the, you guessed it, the models folder in the Automatic1111 repository, which if you forgot already, it's the folder you just unzipped about a minute ago. Very important, you will need to name the huge 4GB file that will probably be named SD version 1.4.ckpt. To model.ckpt, don't ask me why it isn't already named the correct name. I'm triggered enough already. I had to figure that one out the hard way. Step 5. You're almost done now. Go into your folder and run the Webui-user.bat file. Do not run it in admin smarty pants. Just run it normally as this is what the creator recommends. It will take about 1 minute to complete, and perhaps a bit longer the first time. You will know it is finished when you see the text running on local URL http://127.0.0.1:7860. Oh, and by the way, you will need to copy and paste that address into your browser to use your tool. If you saw my network troubleshooting guide, you will know the 127 address is your local host, which you will see as your IP when your internet is broken, or when you are running something through your local computer, which we are doing now. The 7860 is referring to the port that Webui is accessing to run this tool. If you have some port control stuff going on, you might run into some issues. After copy and pasting the address with the 7860 number at the end into your browser, then pressing enter, you should see the Stable Diffusion interface now and be able to use it. Keep in mind you need the Webui to run in the background as it is the backend to your front end. That sounds like a description of a friend. That is perhaps a little too close. Anywho, if you're paying attention you will notice, every time you run a request to create something, you will see that the Webui will show the progress. Congratulations, you now just installed the tool. Just remember to run the Webui-user.bat file before you try to access the tool, and copy and paste the 127 localhost address with the 7860 at the end into your browser to access it. I will also put the URL in the video description. I'm also working on a video to install this tool into a free paint/photo editing tool named aiart, which is pretty much exactly like this process, with the exception you will be enabling aiart's plugin and using Stable Diffusion through aiart. Most of these GitHub repositories will be installed the exact same way, but you will just be using a different zip file and possibly have to put the models.ckpt file and gfpgan in a different directory. Feel free to play with it as much as you like. I'm referring to the tool, of course. For those of you that run into an error, you might have to install Nvidia CUDA drivers. I refrained on telling you to download and install this up front because it's almost 3 GB large, and the errors you get may depend on what card you're running. You can install it up front if you want to eliminate that possibility. Also, if you get stuck for 30 minutes when you open the Webui user interface, your system might be downloading PyTorch, which is also a couple gigabytes. It is much quicker to download and install the file directly. Oddly enough, the download and installation is still through Python, but it just seems to take longer if you didn't request for it to be installed directly. The CUDA and PyTorch websites links are in the descriptions. If you are rocking an AMD graphics card, then you probably shouldn't have skipped the part in the beginning where I said this won't work for AMD, and you will have to use the collab. Collab link is in the description, as well as a link to a site called Pollinations AI, where you can find a free text to video prompt. It will be nowhere near the results of this tool we are installing though. Alternatively, you can go Team Green and jump on the RTX bandwagon. I have made a part 2 for this tutorial to teach you how to create awesome text to videos and using the alternative test image to image creation. Click on the part 2 of this tutorial at the top right or find it in the description. I'm essentially breaking down a video into pictures using VLC Player to give us a picture for every frame. Then I will use the image to image alternative test feature of this version to create a video and rebuild the video. If you don't know about the alternative test, it's probably one of the best image to image tools that give you the ability to stay faithful to the original image, which is critical when trying to make an animation. It still won't be perfect, but it will at least look like the video I showed you earlier. I also put a link in the video description that has the developer showcase link, which goes over the settings and features of this tool with a lot of detail and examples. If you found this video helpful, or if you watched this far into the video, please like and subscribe for more tips like this one, and don't forget to watch part 2 of this video tutorial, so you can create a great quality text to animation video. And as always, sayonara, aloha, adios, zajian, alavada, aniyan, paralam, and please come again.
I bet you assumed the doctor was a man. I am so